trying to protect everything won't work. We need to decide what really matters in terms of the digital ecosystem and whether greater transparency around suppliers, supply chains, foreign investment is enough to offset the security risks. It may be that some pieces of backbone digital infrastructure are simply too critical to risk.
Protecting our people and the systems that we rely on, and democracy itself, is an essential goal of governments. And that's why cybersecurity must remain a top priority, because it impacts both our national security, but also our economic prosperity.
And as our society is built on trust, we have to ask ourselves, are we prepared, in Europe especially now, are we prepared enough in order to protect that trust?
Everybody can get phished, and that includes all of the experts here in this room. Right? Phishing attacks are increasingly getting sophisticated to a level where I think nobody here would be able to distinguish.
We have to educate our workforce. We have to educate the workforce on the basic elements: phishing, authentication, those elements where humans have direct interaction.
And the core problem is economic. The economic balance in cybersecurity is attacks are cheap to acquire, easy to operate, very profitable. You have a great business model. And on the other hand, the defenders, we're defending an inherently vulnerable system. We're always one step down to the attacker. They have first mover advantage, and we have virtually no law enforcement.
I believe artificial intelligence will change the game significantly on the attack and the defense side.
I'm convinced that in the end we will be able to predict from past and current attacks across a large number of also different systems, predict future attack patterns.
You've got to think about what you're going to do, how do you actually operate through the attack, protect part of the systems. That has probably been the weakest part of how we think about cybersecurity, not thinking about you're going to get attacked, what's the resiliency plan?
Paradigm shift. I think security meltdown. I think 2 years ago I've been talking about there is a cyber perfect storm, and we are in the middle of the cyber perfect storm. Because not only we have to deal with the legacy technology, we also have innovation continue coming out, blockchain, cloud, quantum computing, IoT, and you name it, tomorrow we're going to get a new term here.
That is a major paradigm shift from the digitization wave we've had in the last years, because what it means now is the core business is being digitized, not the periphery. It's not corporate IT we're talking about, so supporting things, but it's actually the product, the production, it's the development processes.
Security products could be helpful, but a regulation of the government is absolutely useful. Otherwise, the people will not invest in it, will not do it, or will not use it.
Because we are moving into a world where everything is interconnected, everything is vulnerable in ways that we are not expecting. The failures we think are not what's going to happen.
We are all exploiting cyberspace, and few of us are willing to take responsibility for it. We need policy coherence related to the security and stability of cyberspace to apply equally to state and non-state actors.
I believe that cybersecurity still is underinvested. We can do a bit more, and that Europe maybe refines its success formula for being more innovative to compete in the world space of technology.
Compliance, frameworks, resiliency, processes for security. Everyone's checking a box on security.
I retired from professional hacking a dozen years ago, and yet systems are still vulnerable to me. And that is our problem, because we got caught in the infatuation stage of our love affair with security.
As much as I know, there are about 100 international cybersecurity dialogues, which is good. We're raising awareness, but now it's time to start cooperating.